Hello there, we are back. Today we are finishing up Season 3, Round 2 of the Solo Crisis League using Heroes Unite base deck plus Crisis 1. To make it easier, like I talked about my heroes the other day, today I'm using Robin. Why am I using Robin? So Robin deals with equipment cards. Let me just read the text for you. The first time a card tells you to draw a card during each of your turns, you may instead put an equipment from your discard pile into your hand. So basically, instead of drawing the top card of your deck, you can draw an equipment from your discard pile. Why does that matter? Well, one, you get to control the card you want, obviously. But with Heroes Unite, you have all of the Lantern Rings. So using that ability to get the Lantern Ring whenever I want, like the Indigo ring or the Star Sapphire perhaps, it's going to help quite a bit. At least that's my plan. My plan is for that to help quite a bit. Whether it actually helps quite a bit is to be determined. The reason being is that I've already done this round twice, and I think I only had like 1 or 2 Lantern Rings each time. Not particularly thrilling, not a big swing that the Lantern Rings are bringing to my gameplay, like they usually do in a Heroes Unite base set. I guess that's just the way it's shuffled the last couple times, unfortunately. Hopefully we get a few more Lantern Rings available to us today. At least that's my plan. That's why I chose Robin in the first place, and that's what we're going to hope happens. I see I've got a bit of a lighting issue over here, so I'm just going to fix that real quick, and I'll be right back. And I am back, just like that. Okay, so we start with Arkham Breakout in play. When a villain with an attack leaves the lineup, treat it as a first appearance attack. So that makes sense. A villain with an attack, if I buy it, defeat it, gain it, whatever, goes to the destroy pile, but if it has an attack, I have to deal with that attack at that moment. Additionally, we have Ra's al Ghul in play. Ra's al Ghul states that if I do not buy a card from the lineup, I have to add an additional card at the end of my turn. So instead of 1 card per turn, we're going to add 2 cards per turn whenever we don't buy a card from the lineup. The kick pile is not part of the lineup, so we buy a kick, that doesn't count. We need to get something of these 5 cards or 10 or whatever it builds up to. We do have an additional solo rule for Arkham Breakout, which is to get rid of it, I have to discard 5 cards from hand that all have a different name. That's obviously not going to happen for at least, it would take at least 3 turns, 4 turns probably. So we'll get there, but it shouldn't be that hard. Let's see. Well, right off the bat, we had an expensive attack card, so that's not super great. All right, all villains. Hey, a defense card, that helps. And the Rot. All right, the Rot and the Helmet of Fate are actually pretty good cards to start with. Helmet of Fate allows you to discard cards from your hand and draw new ones when you use it to defend. So that's good because we're going to have a bunch of punches and vulnerabilities to begin with anyway. Additionally, the Rot allows you to draw a card whenever you play a weakness or a vulnerability. I've got 3 vulnerabilities in my starting deck, so having the Rot early in the game is much better than having it in the late game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, another additional note is that Helmet of Fate is an equipment, which we can use for Robin's ability. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power. We're going to use that to get the Rot. I think that's going to be the strongest use of that particular card right now. Getting it right on the very first turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. Obviously, it's going to be 2 since we have 3 vulnerabilities. So, because of that, we can't afford anything. And since we can't afford anything, Ra's al Ghul's ability kicks in and we have to put 2 cards out. Of course, Batarang comes now. Batarang being a cost 2, something I could have afforded at that time. It happens. So, we do have quite a few villains out there we have to get rid of. We can do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do wish I was playing Green Arrow. I really liked that Green Arrow game I played yesterday. I had a lot of fun. Alright, 1 power, 2 power, 3, and 4 power. I'm going to go ahead and get Animal Man. It doesn't really trigger anything great, but I can at least say starter card and most likely get a punch for him. And, well, we'll see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should have the Rot in here. There it is. First time I play a vulnerability every turn, draw a card. Oh, wait. Also, because it says draw a card, I can use that ability Oh, but I don't have an equipment in my discard pile yet, so not yet, but later. It's another vulnerability, but 1, 2, 3 power. With that 3 power, we're going to get Helmet of Fate because A, it's a defense, and B, it's an equipment. And since we have the Rot now, we're going to be drawing cards pretty often. A villain with an attack. That is not a great early lineup. Not great at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, these first 2 cards are 7-cost villains. Ra's al Ghul is 9. Alright, we're going to play the vulnerability for the Rot to draw a card. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 power. We're going to get Flight and Batarang. I could have gotten just rid of Killer Croc. I thought about it, but I really want to get some stronger cards. And since Batarang's an equipment, we can use that with Robin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we're going to play a vulnerability. And instead of drawing a card, I'm going to get an equipment from my discard pile. This Batarang. Ta-da! Because of Robin. Alright, 1, 2, we're going to say it's a starter card. And it is. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to buy Avatar of the Rot, which has an attack on it. Which reads, each foe gains 2 weakness cards. But we still have this in our hand to defend. I may discard this card and any number of cards with it to avoid the attack. So we do not actually take that attack. And that is what I wanted to do that turn, and it worked. So I'm not going to complain. How's that sound? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's see. Animal Man will say, hey, are you a starter card? You are. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and draw a card. 8. No, just 7. And again, we won't play this card. We just drew it. We're going to buy Fleas. And, oh, he doesn't have an attack. So we're going to buy Strife, defend against that, and then buy Killer Croc. Okay, that's pretty good. Starting to finally clear some things out. Get things moving. Starbolt's going to help. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we're going to play Vulnerability, and we can get equipment from the discard pile. We're going to get Batarang. Alright, so that's 2, 3, 4. And looks like I was hoping I could defend against this attack. What's his attack? Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and do the 5, 6. Get rid of Psycho Pirate. His attack is reveal my hand and discard cards until there are no duplicates. But I don't have a hand right now because I played it all, so that's not so bad. Okay, shuffle up this discard pile. Let's get this thing ready. Get it ready for another turn. Now, if we can get rid of Parasite and their Fleas, we might be able to get rid of Arkham Breakout now. Maybe. Yeah, maybe not. Okay, Vulnerability allows us to draw a card because of the Rot. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we'll use the 4. 5, 6. We'll get Parasite. Each foe reveals his hand and discards the cards with cost 3 or greater. I don't have a hand, so that's gone. And we'll use the other 2 of 6 to get Legion Flight Ring. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, Vulnerability. We can either draw a card or gain equipment from our discard pile. We're going to get Helmet of Fate from the discard pile. Then we'll play Animal Man, and we'll say it's a equipment. It is. Cool. So that's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is enough to say goodbye to their Fleas. And then 8, 9 is enough to buy Whirlwind. I'm buying Whirlwind not because I really want Whirlwind, but because I'm trying to get to a point where 5 cards in one turn with different name is going to happen quickly to get rid of Arkham Breakout. All right, 5 cards, different names. 5 cards, different names. That's what we want right now. If we can do that, we'll get rid of Arkham Breakout now. Start working towards Ra's al Ghul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are 5 cards, each of different names. So, we discard it. Arkham Breakout's gone. Now, since we didn't buy a card from the line out, and Ra's al Ghul's still in play, each of these just come out. 2 cards come out, I mean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gotta get that Mind Control hat. Mind Control hat with Robin here is going to be very powerful. Basically, it turns any draw 1 situation into draw 2 situation. Like, for instance, if I had Raven, she's +1 power and draw a card. So I'd get +1 power. Then instead of drawing card, I would just draw Mind Control from the discard pile, play that, and draw 2 cards. It basically makes Raven 1 power, +1 power, and then draw 2 cards. Gotta get that stuff flowing, and you're good to go. Alright, play a vulnerability. That triggers the Rot. With the Rot, we can either draw a card, or we get a equipment from our discard pile. We'll get Helmet of Fate. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Unfortunately, not enough to get Ra's al Ghul. It is enough to get Mind Control hat, which, as I just discussed, is something I want. Something I want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, vulnerability. We're going to get Mind Control hat from my discard pile to draw 2 cards. Would like to get a destruction card. I do have lots of punches and vulnerabilities. Don't think there are any destruction cards out there right now, or have come out yet, so kind of out of luck on that front. Draw my 2 cards. And then draw another card. It is only the first time, so unfortunately I can't do that again. Alright, 1, 2. We're going to say it's a equipment. It's a starter. Alright, 2 power. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to go ahead. We're going to buy Power of the Green and Raven. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do we got? Let's play this vulnerability. We can get an equipment from our discard pile or draw a card. What do we got in the discard pile? Anything? We have Mind Control hat. Done. Play that now. 2 cards to draw. Alright. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We're going to get Starbolt, and we're going to get Katana. I would like to stop buying cards. I want to get 9 power and say goodbye to Ra's al Ghul. That's what I want to do. Plastic Man. There we go. Plastic Man's going to work well with Robin. Basically, we play Plastic Man, okay? We play Plastic Man, and then we draw 2 cards. Because we're going to copy Mind Control hat in our discard pile, right? Obviously. Then, we play a vulnerability, and we get to draw Mind Control hat. So we get to play it again, essentially drawing 4 cards in 1 turn. So if you get Plastic Man in the same hand as a vulnerability, you're good to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How are we doing? Alright. We'll play Vulnerability, triggering the Rot, so we get to draw a card. I'll play Legion Flight Ring, so we get to draw a card. And we'll play Animal Man. We'll say it's a starter card. It is. So that's 2 power, 3, 4, 5, 6 power. We're going to get Plastic Man. We're going to buy a kick. I don't think I bought any kicks yet. I want to start deleting things. If possible, I want to start destroying things that give me 1 or less power. 2, 3, 4, 5. Wonder of the Night is going to be a good one for us, so we're going to shoot for that also. You're going to be worth 3 power because we have the Rot. 4, 5, 6, 7. Hello, Wonder of the Night, and we'll get 1 more Katana. Signature Trench Coat. Now we're talking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know I give the Signature Trench Coat speech every time it comes out. I'm just going to give it again real quick. There is a crisis called Collapsing Parallel Worlds. And what it does is destroy a large portion of your deck. It's avoidable. You can happen to play all your cards or most of your cards and save a lot of your cards because it just destroys your discard pile and your deck. It doesn't destroy your hand. So when that comes out, you're probably going to lose a lot of cards. Signature Trenchcoat allows you to buy cards from the discard pile, or gain cards from the destroyed pile, I mean. So if you keep one of the 2 copies of Signature Trenchcoat out until after Collapsing Parallel Worlds, you can get a lot of the cards that you destroyed back. There's only a few cards that interact with the destroy pile, and that's one of them. So there's 2 copies. You can buy one, but don't buy the second one until after Collapsing Parallel Worlds. Can't stress that enough. Alright, Vulnerability, which we will use to trigger the Rot, which means we can either get an equipment from our discard pile or draw a card. Well, the only equipment in our discard pile is Legion Flight Ring, which does draw a card. So looks like we're just drawing a card this turn. Hey, that's what I wanted anyway. Mind Control Hat, draw 2 cards. Alright, 0 power. 1, 2. Count those superpowers. Where are they? 3, 4, 5. 5 power. 6 power and draw a card. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 power is more than enough to say goodbye to Ra's al Ghul and also earn our first Signature Trenchcoat. That is a good turn. It's a very good turn. I'll take it. Okay. New card has to come out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw our hand here. Do I have a defense? I do have a defense, so that's good. Our new crisis is a death in the family. At the start of your turn, destroy a hero in the lineup. If there are none to destroy, add the top card of the main deck to the lineup. So there isn't, so we will add the top card of the main deck to the lineup. Each player must destroy a defense card in hand. Ooh, maybe we won't defend against this. Oh, we can't. I have to get Strife first. That's okay. Well, I'll show you in a second. We've got Sinestro. Sinestro costs 3 more to defeat for each hero in the lineup. Each player puts all heroes from his hand into the lineup. We're just going to defend against that. You may discard this card to avoid an attack. If you do, draw a card. And now, since I can draw a card... Oh, no, that wouldn't work because it's not my turn. Sorry. I do get to draw a card, though. Okay. Now it's my turn. 1, 2, 3 power. We'll buy Strife to get rid of her. Then, we're going to play this Vulnerability. And the Vulnerability will trigger the Rot so that we can draw a card. But we're going to grab an equipment from our discard pile because of Robin. And that equipment's going to be Helmet of Fate. Because Helmet of Fate's a defense card that we can give to a Death in the Family. And that is already gone in 1 turn. Okay, now we can draw a card. 1, 2, we're going to say it's a starter card. It is. 3, 4 power. Can't really do anything with that 4 power. I guess we could buy 1 more kick. But I think we'll stop in the kicks there until we get a destruction card, or that's going to get out of hand. Got to get Magic. Magic's my favorite destruction card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. We're going to use Plastic Man to copy a equipment in our discard pile. We're going to copy... What do we want to copy? Mind Control Hat to draw 2 cards, okay? 1, 2. Then we're going to play this Vulnerability. And that Vulnerability allows us to draw... You know what? No, we're not going to play the Vulnerability. You know what? Yes, we are. We're going to play the Vulnerability, which allows us to either draw a card or we can get an equipment from the discard pile. We're going to get Mind Control Hat from the discard pile. Then we'll play Wonder of the Night, put an equipment from my discard pile into my hand, and then draw a card. So we get another equipment from our discard pile, and then draw a card. We'll get Signature Trenchcoat, and then we'll draw a card. So right now we're at 0 power, but that's okay, because we're going to draw 2 more cards. So shuffle our discard pile and draw 2 more cards. So we're going to get a lot of cards this turn. Hopefully it's going to add up to enough power to get rid of Sinestro very quickly. Alright, 1 power, draw a card. 2, vulnerability. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You know what? Normally I'd use Signature Trenchcoat to get a card from the destroy pile, but we're going to use the 2 power instead to go ahead and get to 11 and beat Sinestro. Very quickly beat Sinestro. Doesn't often happen that fast. Alright. We are on a roll. Things are going very smoothly. 3, 4, 5. How are we doing here? Do we have a defense card? Not in our hand, we don't. So let's see what happens. Alternate reality. At the start of your turn, destroy all heroes in your hand. Gain that many random villains from the destroyed pile and put them into your hand. To beat, your team must destroy 12 cost worth of heroes in their discard pile. Okay, that's fine. We can deal with that. Probably won't happen very quickly. This one's going to take a bit of time, I think. Black Manta. Black Manta costs 3 more to defeat for each equipment in the lineup. Each player puts all equipment from their hand into the lineup. So we have to put Legion Flight Ring out. Very well. So at the start of my turn, I have to destroy all heroes in my hand and gain that many random villains. So we're just going to shuffle up this destroyed pile and draw out a random villain out of it. So let's see. Are you a villain? Alright, Lefleeze is mine. That's okay. And what do I have to do? Just gain it, so it doesn't even go to my hand. Oh no, and put it into your hand. Okay. I can gain a card of cost 5 or less. I may gain up to 5 cost cards from the lineup and put them into your hand. If you choose not to, plus 3 power. Okay. Okay. We're going to do that. They're fleas. Gain up to 5 costs for the cards in the lineup and put them in their hands. So we're going to go 2. And then we're going to gain these 2. But since they're villains, they'll just go into the destroyed pile instead. So that happened. That's fine. We can draw a card, or we can get a whatchamacallit from our discard pile, an equipment. We're going to get Signature Trenchcoat from the discard pile so that we can gain a card from the destroyed pile. I think there's a hero in there. There is. There's Animal Man. So we'll gain that. It'll go in our discard pile. Now we're going to attempt to beat the Crisis. Reason being, there's no more villains out here, and we have to destroy 12 cost worth of heroes from our discard pile. So we've got, let's see, there's 6, 9. I don't want to destroy that one or that one. So I do have to make a relatively tough choice. Let's see. 4, 5, 6. And these 2 will be 3 more, so that's another 6. So 6 and 6, that's 12. We'll keep Wonder of the Night for now. Hey, that shouldn't be there. Did I just put that all in the wrong place? No! Yeah, I didn't destroy those yet. Come back. Okay. So those will be destroyed. That's 12. That's goodbye alternate reality. It's all taken care of. So we destroyed Animal Man, Katana, Raven, and Plastic Man. That totals up to 12 power to get rid of alternate reality. We did that pretty quickly. So then we got 1, 2, 3 power. We'll buy 1 kick. No, I said I wouldn't. I'm a liar sometimes. Let's go ahead and put a new card out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we can... The lineup is clear of equipment cards, so Black Man is only going to cost 10. So let's try and make that happen. That's the goal here. We'll play this vulnerability, triggering the Rot, and the Rot allows us, because we're Robin, to get equipment from the discard pile, and that equipment will be Mind Control Hat. Play that to draw 2 more cards. Then we'll play Starbolt. That'll be 2 plus 1 power for each superpower in my discard pile. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 power. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Goodbye, Black Manta. We still have 4 power left over that we're not going to use. I'm fine with that. All right, time to shuffle everything up. I do want to get Oa. Oa is a great location to have. Problem is that it costs 5. I had 4 power. What am I supposed to do? Power doesn't grow on trees. All right. Shuffle everything up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get our first card out. Bowstaff. Then we have Rise of the Rot. At the start of your turn, gain a weakness unless you reveal one from your hand. Well, we're going to gain one because we haven't had one all game yet. Each player must discard a weakness card. Also, remove this Crisis of Weakness stack runs out. So unfortunately, we just shuffled our deck. So we have to go through this whole deck in order to get that weakness out. We don't have any destruction cards. We don't have anything to destroy them once we do actually have it. So that's also not great. And finally, well, you know what? That's not so bad, actually. That's honestly not the worst thing. We're going to be okay. We have a defense card to deal with whatever this villain wants to do. Darkside costs 3 more to defeat for each superpower in the lineup. Okay, so there's that one there. Each player puts all superpowers from his hand in the discard pile. In the lineup, sorry. We will defend with flight, which is going to solve all our problems. You may discard this card to avoid an attack. If you do, you may put a card from your discard pile on top of your deck. There's only one card in our discard pile, and it is Weakness, which we will use to beat Rise of the Rot very quickly. So I can only do that at the start of my turn, though, right? Each player must discard a... No, it doesn't have to be start of a turn. I can do that at any time. Okay. Well, can I draw a card? I don't have any way to draw a card right now, unfortunately. That's okay. I can gain up to 5 costs for the cards from the discard pile, put them under our hand. We'll gain Oa. Put that right down now. We have Oa and the Rot. Put the Rot on top. Put the Rot on top. Okay. 1, 2, 3 power by Bowstaff. And with that, move on to the next turn. We draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At the start of your turn, gain a weakness unless you reveal one from your hand, which we have one there. So no weakness gained. And then to beat, each player must discard a weakness card. Ta-da! Oh wait, just discard it. Sorry, not destroy it. Just discard it. Bye-bye, Rise of the Rot. Again, gone very quickly. It's a very fast-paced game today for some reason. I shouldn't say some reason. I think the reason is the Heroes Unite base deck is much stronger than other base decks, undeniably. Crisis 1 being built for the initial base game, not as strong of a base deck. So the challenges aren't as tuned to this power level. Additionally, Crisis 2, built for Heroes Unite, starts with a mortal villain in play. And a mortal villain destroys cards that cost 6 or higher until you get rid of it. So you can't have cards that cost 6 or higher until you beat your first villain, essentially. It makes it so that you can't have really powerful turns early on. And that is what's making this game just smooth like butter. Okay, we're going to play this Vulnerability, which triggers the Rot, which we can use to get a card from our discard pile or draw a card. Let's draw a card. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4 power. Not a very powerful hand. We're probably just going to stop there. Yeah, we're not going to play anything this turn. Would like to go ahead and get Darkside. Oh, I should have used Oa. At the start of your turn, if the top card of the supervillain has a cost of 10 or greater, draw a card. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can draw a card, or I can get a equipment from our discard pile because of Robin. We're going to go ahead and draw a card. Then we'll play Vulnerability. Vulnerability triggers the Rot, so we draw another card. Alright, 3 power, 4, 5, 6, 7, draw a card. 8, 9, that is not enough to get Darkside. It is enough to get World's Mightiest Mortal, though. And that one, with its 5 power, it's going to be pretty useful when it comes up. Granny Goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How are we doing? Okay, that's a good hand. That's a very good hand. So, put an equipment from my discard pile into my hand and then draw a card. So that equipment into our hand, we'll say, is Bowstaff. And then, first time I draw a card every turn, I can just get an equipment from our discard pile. So, what do we want to do? Do we want to do that? Nah, we're going to skip that and just draw a card instead. Then we'll play Mind Control Hat to draw 2 more cards, which is going to shuffle our discard pile for, because we ran out of deck there. Ran out. All right. So, gonna draw 2 cards. Ta-da! Play Bow Staff. That's gonna be 3 power since Granny Goodness is out there. We'll play Lurfleeze, and he's just gonna get rid of Granny Goodness. So that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh man, we really messed up. We should have played Starbolt before we shuffled our deck. I shouldn't say we. I did that. That was me. I'll take the blame. You're in the clear this time. Alright, so 11 power. Or, you know what? Instead of 11, let's go ahead with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 power and gain a card that costs 5 or less from the destroyed pile. We're going to gain Plastic Man, and we're going to buy Hero of the Future. It's been a very powerful card for me these last couple playthroughs. Hey, there's another copy of it. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So I'm just going to take a second here, get some water. I just want to take a second to talk about what the Solo Crisis League is. If you like playing the DC deck building game, and in particular, its Crisis expansions, you can play it by yourself. Don't know if you know that. It is 1 to 4 players, 1 to 5 maybe. Doesn't matter. The point is that it supports 1 player. Now normally that means it's a win-lose condition game. You get to the end, you either won or you lost. Now, the Solo Crisis League, we rank you in various stats, like how big the main deck is at the end, kind of like a timer for the game. How many weaknesses you gain throughout it, or how many you destroyed along the way. And that allows us to say, hey, we won, but did you win as well as this person? Or did you lost, but did you lose as poorly as this other person? We have weekly round stats, we have season stats that cover 5 weeks, and we have an overall ranking board that covers all games played. We're in Season 3, Round 2 now, so check it out if you're interested. There is a link below. So this hand is right here. I keep forgetting I have Oa, which allows me to just draw a card from the discard pile because I have Robin. And we will get Mind Control Hat from the discard pile. Play that to draw 2 cards. That's pretty good. We'll play Vulnerability, which triggers the Rot, so we draw another card. Then we'll play Legion Flight Ring, which allows us to draw another card. Alright. 5 power. Reveal the top 2 cards of the main deck. Put any number of them into the lineup and the rest back in any order. We're going to leave them in the order they're in. So that's 5 power. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Unfortunately, that is not enough to buy Darkseid, because he costs more for every hero, right? Oh no, he costs more for superpowers? Oh, we can afford him then. Yeah, I was thinking of Sinestro. Sinestro is more for heroes. Darkseid counts superpowers, so 13 is perfect to buy him. So he's out. Out, I say. We are still flying through this. I probably could have gotten rid of Darkseid last turn if I thought about it. I was thinking of Sinestro, which counts heroes. Darkseid counts superpowers, which makes sense. Which makes sense. And I do have a defense card. Deal with whatever is about to happen here. So our new crisis is... Well, we'll get a new card out first. Apocalypse. New crisis is Identity Crisis. Each player flips his superhero face down. Players cannot avoid the supervillain's first appearance attack. Each player must contribute 6 power worth of cards from their hand, then flip their superhero face up. 6 power? That's not happening this turn. Alright, then we have our new villain, which we can't defend against. Each player destroys a hero, superpower, and equipment in hand. Well, all we have is this superpower, so that's gone. So, not a great turn of events there. But we'll play the weakness to trigger the Rot so he can draw a card at least. And that didn't do much. 1, 2, 3 power. That's not going to do anything for us. We'll get a kick, because I've imagined that we will be destroying a kick somewhere along the way here for Identity Crisis. Shuffle up this discard pile. I really want a destruction card. This deck's getting kind of big, kind of cumbersome. I want it to be quicker. I want some punches destroyed, some vulnerabilities gone. I want to be able to use the cards I like more often. So I want to get a destruction card. Let me know if you see one, because I will miss it maybe. Hopefully I won't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, Keep forgetting I do have Oa, which triggers Deathstroke, so I can draw, or triggered by Deathstroke, since he costs 10 or more, so I can draw a card. Then we're going to play a Vulnerability, which triggers the Rot, so we can draw another card. And then to get rid of Identity Crisis, we need to discard 6 power worth of cards from hand. So we're going to discard 2, 4, 5, 6 right here. 2, yep. So we did the Kick, Punch, Batarang, and Katana. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's discarded. Identity Crisis is gone. And Robin is back. So there's that. All right, 3 power, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. Reveal the top 2 cards. Put them back in any order. Yeah, we'll keep them the way they are, actually. We have 8 power. We're going to play... Or we're going to buy Hero of the Future and Canary Cry, because they're going to feed off each other. Perfect. Okay. Wish we had enough to get Deathstroke that turn. That would have been great. Maybe next time. Alright, first off, he costs enough that we can trigger Oa to get either an equipment from our discard pile or draw a card. We'll go ahead and draw a card. Alright. Then we're going to play this weakness, which triggers the Rot, so we can draw another card. Vulnerability does nothing. And now we're at 1, 2, 3 punches, 4, 5 with the bow staff, 6, 7 with Starbolt, and 8, 9, 10. 10 power. That's enough to get Deathstroke. So we're just going to do it. I could have bought Princess Warrior. I wanted her, but we went with Deathstroke instead. Trying to go for a really quick game because for whatever reason, for several reasons I've already mentioned, I should say, Crisis 1 puts Heroes Unite very powerful. Just flying through this challenge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Do we have a defense card? No defense card. So, Untouchable Villain. At the start of your turn, put the top card of the main deck into the lineup. If it is not a villain, discard a card. Each player must destroy 8 cost worth of cards in their hand. Okay. Then we have Atrocitus. Each player puts his hand under his superhero. If you avoid this attack, put a random card from your hand under a superhero. When the villain is defeated, discard those cards. You know what? I don't think I've usually read that whole card. I usually have a defense card. So there are many times I should have put a random card under my hero, and I did nothing but defend. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Alright, so that had to happen. So then, now we have a turn of no hand. So cards come out for Untouchable Villain. It's not a thing, so we have to discard a random card, but there's no card to discard. And then it's the next turn, card comes out, and then a card comes out for Untouchable Villain. And it is a villain, so nothing happens. Great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have to get rid of Psycho Pirate before we get rid of Untouchable Villain, though. We have a situation where we can use Oa. And we can go ahead and get a equipment from our discard pile. Probably Bow Staff. Just double checking the rest. Yep, we'll get Bow Staff. So that's 3 power. Play this Vulnerability to trigger the Rot, so we'll draw a card. Then we'll play a Legion Flight Ring to draw another card. Then we're going to play Lerfleas to gain a card that costs gain 5 power worth of cards from the lineup. Goodbye, Psycho Pirate. So that is... What's that? I'm sorry. We're at 3 power. Still. We have to do what? Destroy 8 cost worth of cards from hand. We're going to destroy Signature Trenchcoat and Hero of the Future. I like both of these cards. The issue is, I want to move this game quickly. You know what? Before we do that, we'll play Mind Control Hat to draw 2 cards, in case there's something else I'd rather destroy. Ooh, Hero of the Night I do like. We're going to destroy Hero of the Night and Hero of the Future. Or sorry, Wonder of the Night and Hero of the Future. We destroy those. We're still at 3 power. 4, 5, and then we play Signature Trenchcoat to get Wonder of the Night back. So we still at least have that. Use our 5 power to buy Force Field, and next time Signature Trenchcoat comes back, we'll get Hero of the Future back. At least that's our plan. Who knows what we'll lose in the meantime. Oh, that means Untouchable Villain is gone, by the way. Shuffling up our discard pile here. Whew. Not bad. Not bad at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I forget to put a card out? I don't think I did. I don't think I put a card out. Dead man, nice. Unfortunately, not the best time to have him. Well, because of Oa, we can draw a card. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll play Legion Flight Ring to draw another card. Oh, Mind Control had to draw 2 cards. We're going to play World's Mightiest Mortal. Look at the top 2 cards. Put them back in any order. We'll put Manhunter on top here. We'll use our 5 power to buy Dead Man, which says when you buy or gain this card, you may destroy the 2 cards in your hand or discard pile. We're going to destroy this vulnerability and this weakness right from our hand. Get them out of here. Okay, we're going to play Signature Trenchcoat, and we're going to gain Hero of the Future back. So we should be at, what, 1 power right now? Yes, 1 power. 2, 3, 4, 5 power. With 5 power, I don't think I guess I'll get Apocalypse, but I'm probably not going to use it very much. New card to come out. And our new hand. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's figure out what's next, huh? That's pretty good. Trigger Oa to draw a card, but instead of drawing a card, we'll get an equipment from our discard pile due to Robin. Now, do I have anything in the destroyed pile? Because I could use that to get Signature Trenchcoat, or I could draw 2 cards. How's the rest of my hand looking? Let's go ahead and get Mind Control Hat. We're going to do it. Alright, then we'll play Mind Control Hat to draw 2 cards. Player Fleas gain up to 5 cost worth of cards from the lineup. We'll gain Manhunter. And we might as well gain Whirlwind, I guess. Then we'll play 2, 3, draw a card, 4, 5. All right, 6, 7, 8. 8 power. 9, 10, 11 plus 2 for all the defense cards. 12, 13. Oh, that was 2 each, so that's 14, 15. So that's goodbye Atrocitus. These cards can go in my discard pile. And I have 4 power left over, but we're not going to get anything with that. Not going to do it. We're just going to move on. That was pretty good. Good amount of power there, so that's nice to see. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do we got here? We have Bow Staff, so that's going to be 3 power because of Dr. Savanya being out there. We'll get our Force Field out. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, and a vulnerability triggers the Rot, which we will use to get Mind Control Hat. Oh, wait, what am I doing? What am I doing? Time to go back. We didn't get a new crisis or anything. I'm just going forward, blazing forward with nothing going on. So this is my hand. Unfortunately, this defense card does not qualify unless it's already out in front of me, so that's not going to help me. So we're just going to have to deal with whatever happens here. Electromagnetic Pulse. Put the top 3 cards of the main deck into the lineup. 1, 2, and 3. Magician's Corset, nice. Equipment cards lose all text and have +1 power instead. Each player must destroy an equipment in his hand. Okay. And then our new villain is the Joker. And his attack is different for solo play, so I'm just checking the rule book. Discard a random card. If its cost is 0, gain a weakness and repeat this. Ugh, there's 2 0-cost cards in here, so hopefully this isn't going to be one of them. Let's see what happens. We're going to get rid of this one right here. And it's a equipment, so not so bad. Okay. So, how are we doing? We have to get rid of those 2. We have to get rid of those 2 those 2 villains in order to get rid of Electromagnetic Pulse. So we'll play. Well, before we do that, we will trigger Oa to draw a card, and we're going to just draw a card because equipment is worthless right now. Play this vulnerability, triggering the Rot, which we will use to draw a card. Get this force field down here, and then we're at 1, 2, 3, 4 power. That's enough to get rid of Dr. Savania. That's a start. Not the best. I would have rather gotten rid of Black Lantern Corps at the same time, but that just wasn't happening this time. Now we need to get rid of Black Lantern Corps and Electromagnetic Pulse, so let's do that quickly. That's the plan, at least. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do we got? Well, first off, we'll trigger Oa, where we get to draw a card. Then we'll play... Yeah, we'll play the Fleas to gain 5 cost worth of cards from the lineup and put them in my hand. We'll gain Magician's Corset. Yep. Unfortunately, it's worthless right now because of Electromagnetic Pulse, but it'll be worth something later. We'll play Wonder of the Night. We don't have an equipment in our discard pile to get, but we can draw a card still. That's a new location. Once during each of my turns, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a villain, draw it. Otherwise, you may discard it. We will discard this Batarang. You know what? No, we'll leave the Batarang there. We may want that for next turn. So, we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this is just +1 because of Electromagnetic Pulse. That's 7, saying goodbye to Black Lantern Corps. Now, we did that knowing that the very next card on our deck was a Batarang, 2, 3, 4, 5, otherwise known as a very cheap equipment that we can donate to this. Ooh, you know what? Instead of Batarang, which I was planning on doing, I'm going to donate or destroy Legion Flight Ring and then get rid of Electromagnetic Pulse. And then we still have a Joker, so we have Oa happening. And with Oa, we're going to get Magician's Corset from our discard pile. That's going to be 1 power and draw a card. Play this vulnerability, triggering the Rot. And I think that's going to be another draw card situation. Yep. And so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we play Starbolt. 8, 9, +1 for those superpowers. 10, 11. That's 11 power, and that's more than enough to say goodbye to the Joker now. This is just smooth. Just keeps going like this. I'm okay with that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How are we doing here? Whew, okay. We have to get ourselves a new crisis and a new villain. New crisis is Atlantis Attacks. At the start of your turn, resolve all villain attacks in the lineup against you. If there are no attacks, add the top card of the main deck to the lineup. If there are no attacks, add a new card to the lineup. Each player must discard 3 non-starter cards, each of different types, from hand. If that is the case, we might not end up defending against this. Let's see what the attack is. First appearance attack, each player puts the top 2 cards of the main deck into the lineup. Gain weaknesses equal to the cost of one of those cards. Now the problem with that is I don't have a destruction card. So I am going to defend. I may discard this card to avoid an attack. If I do, draw a card. Okay. Okay, we can do this. First off, he costs 10 or more, so we can draw a card. Or, because it's Robin I'm playing, I could just get a card from my discard pile. We're going to get Magician's Corset. We'll play that, so that's 1 power, and draw a card. Alright. Now, what do I have to do? I must discard 3 non-starter cards, each of different types. We will discard Kick, Bow Staff, and Hero of the Future. They are discarded, and Atlantis Attacks is gone. That's fine. So we're at 1 power. Vulnerability triggers the Rot, and the Rot allows us... I could have defended a force field. Never mind. Basically, at the end of that turn, I defended with Katana. If I defended a force field, I wouldn't have to do any of the things I'm doing now. That's okay. That's okay. We'll just draw a card. So, we're at 1, 6 power. Look at the top 2 cards, put them back in any order. We'll put John Constantine back on top there, please. 7 power and gain a card from the destroyed power pile. 7 power. I need something that destroys cards. If not, I'll get Manhunters. Flight's pretty good too. What do we got? Defense cards, obviously. Don't see any destruction cards. So we're going to gain a Manhunter. Just for fun. We'll have a Manhunter there. And with that 7 power, we're going to go ahead and get Warrior Princess. Warrior Princess. Okay, new card comes out. John Constantine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's a destruction card. And we will be using him. So, we're going to trigger Oa. We can either get an equipment from the discarded pile. We'll go ahead and get Signature Trenchcoat. Yes. Then, I'm going to play Mind Control Hat to draw 2 cards. Play Canary Cry to either draw another card or get a villain from my destroyed pile. From my discard pile, sorry. And put it on top of my deck. Yes. Then, I'm going to use Apocalypse here. Once during each of your turns, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a villain, draw it. Ta-da! Alright, so we have now 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to use Plastic Man to copy Mind Control Hat. So that's 2 more draws. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus 2 for each defense. There it is, 10, 11. 11, we can gain a card of cost 5 or less. Or sorry, we can get up to 5 cost of the cards, so we're going to gain John Constantine. Reveal the top 2 cards of my deck. Draw 1, destroy the other, or leave it on top. I love this card. I think John Constantine's a great card. Alright, 1, 2. We will draw Dead Man, and we will destroy this vulnerability. So, I forgot where we're at power-wise. We are at... I got 1, 2 for Hero of the Future for this. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're at 11 power. 12, 13, and gain a card from the destroyed pile. So 13 is more than enough to beat Hades. And then we still get a card from the destroyed pile. Of cost 5 or less, of course. But we're going to get ourselves Helmet of Fate. It's an equipment and a defense card to feed feed Hero of the Future. So far, so good. My voice is sore. There's that. We'll deal with it. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, new card has to come out. Any predictions? I hope it's Countdown. I hope it's Countdown because there's a lot of cards out here already. It's Dimension Shift. Not great. Not great. Okay. Put the top 3 cards of the main deck into the lineup. 1, 2, 3. I do want to get Flight Ring now. All cards in the lineup cost 2 more to buy. To beat, each player reveals the top card of his deck. If any player reveals a card that costs exactly 2, remove this crisis. We can do that. We can kind of play some cards that are going to help us make that happen. Then our new villain is Lex Luthor. This attack cannot be avoided. Each player gains X weaknesses, where X equals the highest VP value among cards in their hand. My highest is 1, so that's 1 weakness, unfortunately. Alright, he costs 10 or more, so we can use Oa. And it's the first time we're asked to draw a card, so we can get a card from our discard pile. I guess we'll get Mind Control Hat. I'm just looking for something, anything to put a card on top of my deck. That's what's going to change this. That's what's going to make this easier. Well, first off, we'll play Mind Control Hat to draw 2 cards. Okay. Play Magician's Corset. That's 1 and draw a card. And then I'll play Wonder of the Night, which is draw an equipment from my discard pile and then draw a card. Alright, so we want a Signature Trenchcoat, and now we're going to draw a card. Alright. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Apocalypse and see if this is a villain. It is not, and it costs 5. The real reason I did that is not because I suspected there was a villain there. I want to see what the cost of this card was. I want to see if it costs 2. So what are we at? We're at 1 power. 2. We're going to play this vulnerability to trigger. That vulnerability triggers the rot, so we can draw a card. Now, we still have to beat Granny Goodness, so that's not going to happen yet. So that's 1 2 power. 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to be 7, 8 plus 2 for other defense cards. 9, 10. Just the 10. Okay, I can live with that. 10 power so far. So far. 11, 12 Starbolt plus 1 for all the superpowers. 13, 14, 15. Warrior Princess. 16, 17, 18. If you play or have played one or more Starbolt cards this turn, gain a card from the lineup and put it into your hand. Alright, 18. We're going to go ahead and gain Magic to play another card this turn and then destroy it. So we're going to play Punch again, get us to 19 and destroying it. And now we can gain a card from the destroyed pile. So 19, we're going to gain Legion Flight Ring because it costs 2. That's the only reason we're doing it. We're going to get Granny Goodness, leaving us at 14. Since there's no villains, we're going to try and defeat Dimensional Shift. So is it cost 2? It is not. And actually, we're even lower. We're not at 14. We are at 12 because this costs 2 more. So we're at 12 minus 4 is going to get us 8. I don't know why that was so hard in my head for a second. 8. What can we do for 8? Nothing out there costs 2. Is there anything? I'm looking for anything that's going to allow me to put cards on top of my deck. None of these do. Animal Man will let us peek at the top of the deck, so that's a good start, though. So we'll get 1 Animal Man, because we can only afford 1 of them. New card coming out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. New turn. There's still another villain out there. Everything costs 2 extra, and Dimension Shift is in play. Okay. Let's see how we can do this. There's a card that costs 2, unfortunately. We have Oa, so we can either draw a card or gain equipment from our discard pile. We're going to go ahead and gain probably Mind Control Hat. Yeah, we're going to gain Mind Control Hat. First, we're going to play Apocalypse. Look at this card. Are you a villain? You are not. Well, we can draw 2 cards. Alright. 3 power with Bow Staff. 4 or 5 of this kick, and 6 is enough to beat Killer Croc. So we're at 0 power. There are no villains, so we're going to try and beat Dimension Shift. Do you cost 2? It does! It is Whirlwind. Each player reveals the top card of his deck. If any player reveals a card of cost exactly 2, remove this crisis. So that is the end of Dimension Shift. That did not last. I'm okay with that. Alright, 5 power for World's Mightiest Mortal. Look at these 2 cards. Put them back in any order. 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't think I bought any other Manhunters to trigger that ability. Nope. But 9 power is still good. With 9 power, we'll go ahead. I don't think I want any of these cards, though. I think we're just going to let it go. Yeah, I'm okay with that. We're going to let it go. Really just want to leave those cards out there so that when the final countdown crisis comes out, I have a bunch of cards to destroy. It's essentially my mind there, my thought process. So how final countdown works is you have to destroy a card of cost 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, all in one turn, all at once. They all have to be in the lineup. Now, in order to do that, you need to have those cards out there, right? If there's already a bunch of cards out there, odds are you're going to be able to get it really easily. So I'm just going to leave those cards out there. As long as I don't really want it. My deck is big enough. I only have a few destruction cards. So we're just going to keep going as we're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lex Luthor costs more than 10. That triggers Oa, so we can draw a card. Magician's Corset, draw a card. That's 1 power and draw a card. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 power, but I don't really want any of these cards. But that's enough to beat Lex Luthor. What am I talking about? Alright, moving on. New card comes out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm actually really hoping for Final Countdown. Not gonna lie. Wave of Terror. Okay. At the start of your turn, discard all cards that share the lowest cost in your hand. Each player discards a random card from his hand. Actually, it's different for solo play. For solo play, it's at the start of your turn, discard your hand, remove this... Oh, sorry, wrong one. Wave of Terror. At the start of your turn, discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Remove this crisis of each of those cards that's cost 1 or greater. So basically no weaknesses, punches, or vulnerabilities. And we can get rid of this. That's very doable. So, that's what's happening there. Then, Brainiac. Do we have a defense? I didn't even check. Oh, I have Force Field. Each player discards a random card and then discards X cards. You know what? We're gonna use Force Field. That's gone. Brainiac's taken care of. We have to discard all cards that share the lowest cost in our hand, so that's punches here. They're gone. And Brainiac triggers Oa, so we can draw another card. It's a punch. Kind of good thing that happened. We will play Wonder of the Night to get an equipment from my discard pile. Yep. And also go ahead and draw another card. Then we'll play Magician's Corset to get 1 power and draw a card. And we'll play Magician's Corset again with Plastic Man to get another card. So that's 2 power. And now we're going to go ahead and go for... 4 power is enough to get rid of Killer Frost so that we can try to beat Wave of Terror. So what does it discard these cards? Oh, I have to do it at the start of my turn. I can't do it right now. It's only at the start of your turn. Okay. Okay. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 11, 12, 13. I'm not going to use that, so we're just going to leave them out there. New card comes out. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we can try to beat Wave of Terror because it's the start of our turn. So 1, 2, 3 cards discarded. None of them cost 0, right? Yep, they're good. They all qualify. So that's gone, and so is Wave of Terror. They're not destroyed, they're just discarded. That's okay. It's still the start of our turn phase, so we can draw a card for Brainiac being so expensive. Only because he costs 10 or more. It's basically every single villain except for Ra's al Ghul. So it's not really that big a deal. We're going to go ahead and get Magician's Corset for Oa. Alright, 1 and draw a card. Draw a card. I can either draw a card or put a villain on top of my deck. We're going to put LaFleas on top of my deck. We're going to use Apocalypse. Is this a villain? It is, so we draw it. We're still at 1 power. Play John Constantine. Oh, we're going to draw Magic and destroy this Batarang. 2 power. We're going to use Magic on that punch to destroy it, bringing us to 3 power. 4, 9. Look at these 2 cards. Put them back in any order. There we go. 10, 11, 12, and gain a card from the destroyed pile. So 12 was enough to beat Brainiac, and we still get a card from the destroyed pile, which is what I really like doing whenever possible anyway. So anything I want from here? I guess I could get Animal Man. That's a pretty good one. Its only cards cost 5 or less, so I can't get the really expensive ones. We'll get Animal Man. We'll get ourselves an Animal Man. Okay. Moving along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. New card has to come out. Come on, Final Countdown. That's all I want to see. I want to see Final Countdown. Legion of Doom. Put the top 3 cards of the main deck into the lineup. Let's see if we can combine any of these just to make some space. Anything else? Alright, 3 cards coming out. 1. Another Manhunter. And Katana. Okay. Hero cards lose all attacks and have +1 power instead. To beat, each player must destroy a hero in hand. Okay, that's very doable. I just need to get rid of Manhunter first. But first we have to deal with whatever this villain is, and it is Parallax. Each player reveals his hand and discards all cards of cost 3 or less. Okay, that's 2 cards. I kick in Legion Flight Ring. That's happening. Alright, he costs 10 or more, so that triggers Oa, which we can use to get a card from our discard pile. An equipment from our discard pile. We'll do Magician's Corset. Play that, that's 1 power, and draw a card. Then we'll play Mind Control Hat to draw 2 more cards. We're going to play... What are we at? 1 power. Two, 3 of Hero of the Future, which we'll use to buy Manhunter. Then we'll destroy Dead Man from hand. Oh, wait, no. Sorry. Go back. Heroes are now only +1 power. So that's 1 power. Sorry. Forgot about that part. We're at 1 power. Are you a villain? You are not. We will discard you. And we can play this weakness, and that'll trigger the rot so we can draw a card. So we're at 1, 2, 3 of this kick. Now say goodbye to Manhunter. Destroy Dead Man from hand, saying goodbye to Legion of Doom. We're at 0 power. Now we're at 2, 3, 4, and +2 for Manhunters in my discard pile, which I don't think there are any. There are not. So it's just 4 power, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We spent 3 on Manhunter, so yes, 4 power, which we will use for none of these. We're going to pass. I want John Constantine, and he costs 5. That's okay, though. We got rid of the Crisis. Parallax is still about, but we still have what we need to make whatever is coming up work. We'll beat Parallax quickly. Then, the world. No. Then we'll hopefully have Final Countdown as our Crisis. That's what I really want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I also want to get Dead Man from the destroyed pile, because when you buy or gain this card, you may destroy the 2 cards in your hand or discard pile. Getting rid of 2 cards would be very nice right now. Okay, we are trying to beat Parallax. He costs 10 or more, so we can draw a card. Bam. We can play Legion Flight Ring to draw a card. Did we put a card out this turn? I don't think we did. I don't think I did. Okay. 2 power, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now come back. Come back, go back, go back. 2. I'm going to go ahead. We're going to play Magic on Legion Flight Ring to draw another card. There we go, that's better. 3, 4, 5, 6, with another here for 7, 8. I had other plans this turn, but instead 9, 10, 11, and then 2 from this is 12, 13 to get Parallax. I was planning on using Signature Trenchcoat to get Deadman and destroy that punch and that kick, but I needed that 3 power to beat Parallax this turn instead. There'll be another opportunity to do that later, and we advanced our goal quick as can be. 2, 3, 4, 5. Do we have a defense card? We do. We have a defense card. Perfect. Our new crisis is Collapsing Parallel Worlds. Each player places all cards he buys or gains from the lineup under this card, including villains. Remove this crisis when there are 10 cards under this card. Then, one player destroys his deck and discard pile. The cards under this crisis become his new deck. Okay. Captain Cold. Oh, we're going to defend against that. Yeah, we're going to defend against that with Black Canary. You may discard this card to avoid an attack. If you do, you may put a villain with cost 7 or less from your discard pile into your hand or draw a card. I don't think I have any villains right now, so we're just going to draw a card. Okay, Captain Cold costs 10 or more, so we can draw a card. But because we have Robin, we can get an equipment from our discard pile instead. We'll get Signature Trenchcoat from our discard pile here. Okay. We're going to use... What can we do first? We're going to play Kick, Starbolt. So that's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 power. 8, 9. We'll see if this is a villain. Hey, it is. Okay. Gain up to 5 cost for the cards from the lineup and put them into your hand. Unfortunately, all cards that I buy or gain go underneath here, so I don't actually get to do that. So that's 2, 4, 5, 6. I can gain a card from the destroyed pile. We're going to gain Deadman. So Deadman's going to go over here. We can destroy 2 cards because of that. We'll destroy this punch and this kick. No. We're going to destroy something we actually want, so we can get it back later. Nah, that's okay. We'll try to destroy the punch and the kick. That makes sense. Then we're going to copy Signature Trenchcoat. Wait, no. Hold on. Go back. I'm not destroying the punch and the kick. I'm going to destroy Hero of the Future and Magic. Right? Yeah, I'm going to do Hero of the Future and Magic. And then I'm going to use Plastic Man and Signature Trenchcoat to gain Magic. No, Hero of the Future. Sorry. So many decisions made on the spot there. Hero of the Future to add to this pile. So that's 3 cards in that pile. And how much power do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 power. With that 9 power, we'll get Shazam for 7. I have 2 power left over, which we will use to get Superboy, I think. No, Katana. No, Superboy. So many choices. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power there. So we're going. New card coming out. House of Mystery you're going to want in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. First off, we're going to do... Wait, we have Oa to thank for getting another card. We're going to get Signature Trenchcoat from our discard pile. We're going to play Signature Trenchcoat to get Manhunter here and add it to this pile. Then we'll play John Constantine, draw these 2 cards. We will draw Mind Control and destroy Manhunter. Okay. Now we're going to play this Vulnerability to draw another card because of the Rot. We're going to say, hey, is this a villain? It's not. We'll leave it there. Then we'll say, hey, I guess this is an equipment. It is. Okay, so we're at 2 power. 3 power and draw a card. Draw 2 cards. Put equipment from my discard pile into my hand. And draw a card. And we're at what now, power-wise? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Draw a card. 10, 11, 12, 13 power, and a weakness. With that 13 power, we'll buy House of Mystery and Raven, leaving us with 6 power. With that 6 power, we'll buy Katana, leaving us with 4 power, which we'll buy Animal Man with. And that leaves us here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards. 10 cards. My deck is destroyed, as well as my discard pile. They're gone. And this becomes my new deck. And everything I played this turn, I get to keep. So that's why I was trying to draw so many cards. I was trying to draw a bunch of cards, and I was trying to destroy cards I wasn't going to want to keep so that we could keep them beyond this. I'm going to stop there real quick, get all this cleaned up, and then we'll start working on Captain Cold and allow myself to get a drink filled up. So I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. Everything is all cleaned up. My water is full. And here we are. So, we still have Captain Cold in play. We did get to keep a substantial number of cards, which I'm pretty happy with. We're going to put House of Mystery down. Oh wait, before we do that, start of our turn, we can draw a card. Because we're Robin, we can get an equipment from our discard pile instead. We're going to go ahead and get Signature Trenchcoat. Right off the bat, play Signature Trenchcoat to get Manhunter. And then, anything else I can do? Anything else there? Let's see, are you a villain? You are not. We're going to play House of Mystery here. So we have House of Mystery and the Rot now, and Oa and Apocalypse. It's a good little selection of locations. Okay, so we're at 0 power. we're going to say 2 power, and we already saw this card. It was a hero. It was Superboy. There we go. So that's 3 power, and I can put a superpower from my discard pile into my hand. We're going to go with Power of the Green. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 2 for each Manhunter in my discard pile. 8, 9, 10, and draw a card. 11, 12, reveal the top card of the main deck, play it, then return it. Ooh, double down on a card I just did, basically. Let's go ahead. Let's double down on any of these. I don't know if I want to, actually. I think I'll double down on Raven. Yeah, so that'll be 13 and draw another card. There we go. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Is that a total there? Yeah, that's a total of 18. 18's obviously enough to be Captain Cold. Still have 8 left over after that. Is there anything I want out there for 8? I'll get Bow Staff, but that's it. I'll get Magic out there and I'll buy Magic later. Alright, we are just on to the final Crisis and final Villain. We didn't see Final Countdown, so I'm hoping this is Final Countdown, honestly. Just because I've been kind of laying the groundwork for it for so long. I think Teleportation came out in the first 2 or 3 turns, so having that there that long, it's kind of sad. But I don't usually buy Teleportation in Crisis games, since it does weaken the size of your main deck, because you just gain the top card. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I have a defense card? We do have a defense card. That doesn't matter though. What am I thinking? There's no attacks here. Kryptonite Meteor. Put the top 3 cards of the main deck into the lineup. 1, 2, and 3. That's our first Lantern Ring we've seen all game. Superpower cards lose all attacks and have +1 power instead. Each player must destroy a superpower in his hand. Okay. Then we're going to go with Crisis Anti-Monitor. Whenever a hero is added to the lineup, each player puts a weakness from the stack on top of his deck. Crisis Anti-Monitor costs 1 more to defeat for each card in the lineup. Each player must defeat the villain to win the game. So we have to add another card out also. It's 2 cards per turn when you're playing solo. He costs enough to trigger Oa, so we draw a card. Then we're going to play John Constantine. Reveal these 2 cards. We're going to draw Whirlwind. There are no villains, so we are going to destroy Whirlwind to get rid of Kryptonite Meteor. So that is no longer a problem. That's just over. No longer a problem. Alright, 1 power and draw a card. I don't know why that's upside down. Sorry about that. Must have just been in the whatchamacallit stack upside down. Let's see, are you a villain? You're a hero. 2, 3, are you a hero? You are. So we're at 1, 2, 3. I can draw a card. Ta-da. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That is normally enough to beat Crisis Anti-Monitor, but he costs 1 more for all these cards out here. So instead, we'll buy Magic. We'll buy Orange Lantern Power Ring. We still have 4 left over. We will use that 4 to get Power of the Red. All of those things are going to make Crisis Anti-Monitor a little bit cheaper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 1 card comes out, and then a second card comes out. There we go. Okay, he costs enough to trigger Oa. Oa allows us to get an equipment from our discard pile, or Robin with Oa allows us to get equipment from our discard pile or draw a card. Do I want this one? No, we're going to go with Magician's Corset. Okay. Let's go ahead and play Magician's Corset. That's 1 power and draw a card. 4 power. 5-6 and play this card. 7-8. 9-10. 11-12. I'm just going to double check something real quick. I just want to check the destroyed pile for something. Get that out for later. What I'm checking for right now is if there is a Manhunter, because I have one in my hand. So if I buy a Manhunter with my John Constantine trench coat, and we'll be good. But there doesn't look like there is one. Okay, so we'll probably get Magic instead. So anyway, I think we're at 12, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I can gain a card from the destroy pile. We'll gain Magic. With that 11 power, I guess we'll get rid of Captain Atom. I still have 5 left over that we will use to get Flight. And we'll go ahead and get Legion Flight Ring. And I still have 1 power, so we'll get Quiver of Arrows. Don't really want a lot of those cards. I'm buying them just to make Crisis Anti-Monitor cheaper. It's just that simple. And then 2 cards come out because we're playing solo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Not great. He triggers Oa though, and we'll use Oa to get a card from our destroyed pile, for our discard pile. Keep saying destroyed on accident. There we go. Then we'll play Magician's Course, so that's 1 power, and draw a card. We'll play John Constantine, reveal these 2 cards. We will go ahead and gain Animal Man and destroy Flight Ring. Play this vulnerability, which triggers the Rot. Oh, and I forgot John Constantine triggers House of Mystery. So I do get to draw another card. I think I forgot to use House of Mystery at all for the last couple turns. Probably would have had a few extra cards in there. So we get to draw 1 more card. Alright, so we are at 1 power. Draw 2 more cards. We are going to play Power of the Red, and we're going to discard 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, and draw 4 cards. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. Okay, so we're at 1 power right now. I'll look at the top card. I may discard it. I will not. Hey, are you an equipment? Yes, you are. So that's 3 power. Draw a card. 4 power with this one in the discard pile. That's 5, 6 power. We're going to play... Well, we don't know yet. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What do we want to play again? I have Magic, basically, so I want to use that Magic. You know what? Bring back Signature Trenchcoat. We're gonna play. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're at 10 power. We're gonna play Magic on John Constantine, so I get to play it again. Revealing 2 cards, drawing 1, and I'll leave the other one on top. Then we'll play Signature Trenchcoat to get John Constantine back, so it's not gone forever. Now that 10 is now 11 power, which we will use to get a superpower into our hands. 12. No, hold on. 12, and then we'll Magic that to get the 13 power. That's still not enough to beat Crisis Anti-Monitor. So, with that 13 power, we'll get Signature Trenchcoat, leaving us with 9. With that 9, we'll get... There's a lot of cards out here I don't want is the problem. Alright, we're going to get a bunch of cheap ones to make it really easy. So, 7, 6, 4, 0. We did all of that just to make Crisis Anti-Monitor as cheap as possible. That was the whole point of that plan. So 2 cards have to come out now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All I want is to beat Crisis Anti-Monitor. So let's just try and make it happen. First off, he costs enough to trigger Oa, which allows us to get a equipment from our discard pile or draw a card because of Robin. We are going to get equipment from our discard pile if the right one is there. Yes, Mind Control Hat. We will start by playing John Constantine, revealing 2 of these cards. We will draw this Kick, and we will destroy Katana. Then we're going to draw 2 cards. Shouldn't have destroyed Katana. Should have kept her for this. Oh well. We're going to say, are you a villain? It is not. Then we're going to say, hey, are you an equipment? And it is. So, 3 power. 3, 4, 5, I should say. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, play this card. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, that 19, oh, 20, 21, 21, and I think I played Orange Lantern, so that triggers House of Mystery. Gain equipment from my discard pile and draw a card. Need that equipment. What do I got? Something strong, hopefully. Okay. 22, and then that also goes on to, I actually kind of lost track. Hold on. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Is that it for that one? Oh, yeah, 19, 20, 21 because of flight. Nothing here. 22, 23, 24. 25 and draw a card. We're going to get there. Yeah, we're already there. I'm just curious how high we can get. 25 and draw a card. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Break it. Oh, there. 25. 26, 27. That is enough because that is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, that's enough. So we'll get actually rid of these 2. So that get rid of the 2 villains, and that is enough to beat Crisis Anti-Monitor. That is over. That is the end of my attempts for Season 3, Round 2 of the Solo Crisis League. They went pretty well. I think these particular sets together make for some pretty powerful combos, and additionally, I just think that the Crisis 1 set isn't up to the strength of the Heroes Unite base set. It seems to be a lot easier. At least that's how it feels. I'm playing it. I don't know about when you're playing it. Let me know if you think different. But I really think Heroes Unite being so strong makes Crisis 1 almost a little too easy when combined with it. I still had a lot of fun doing it. I did like the unique cards. I love playing John Constantine based cards like Magic or Signature Trenchcoat or just the flat Hero John Constantine card whenever possible. And using those cards to double down on powerful cards or destroy the weaker ones just made it a lot easier. That's how it is, a lot easier. If you like playing Solo Crisis games, you should check out the link below for the Solo Crisis League. Lots of info. You can play past rounds. You're not just locked into whatever we're doing this week. I have all the info for past rounds, and you're able to play those as well. Additionally, if you like the playmat, I make that. There's a link below for my Etsy store where that is available. If you stick around, I'm going to be doing some Marvel Champions streams later today. I got a busy day today, apparently. I just triple loaded myself for 3 videos. We'll make it happen. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. All right. Thanks for watching. I hope you had fun. I had a lot of fun playing. And I'm looking forward to the results of Season 3, Round 2 coming out on Monday. That's tomorrow. I have a lot of work to do tonight. All right. Have a good night.